mGear 3.0. So here I have my guide from the data-centric workshop character. So this guide is already updated to mGear 3.0, so I'm just gonna build it. It's gonna take a few seconds. So I'm building this because the tool that I'm gonna show now, it's meant to be used with the latest mGear. So if you're using old rig, you may find some issues using the tool because the connections, it's slightly different. Okay, so we have here the rig. I guess I don't need the guide anymore. So here is my character. It's completely rigged and everything is ready. So the tool, it's here under mGear Shifter game tools. So this tool, what it does, it separate the asset into two parts. One is the deformation and geometry, and the other is the behavior rig. So the deformation and geometry is the one that you're gonna export later to FBX and import it on your game engine. So I'm just gonna use again a simple name like game mGear tool, something like that. And I need to set my top node for the rig and the top node for my mesh, so it knows. And then set an output folder. Did a previous test here before recording this, so I have ready the folder. And now I can set a post custom step or a script that it will process somehow your information if you need to do something else apart of separating everything, but it's not needed for use the tool. And then we have the disconnect and export. So I'm just gonna click here, disconnect and export. So basically it's separating now the rig in two assets. So we can see here we have the rig and we have the model, and here we have some information like where it's exporting everything. And yeah, it should be here. Yeah, it's this one. Sorry, I did a previous test before, so I have two, but it's this one here. Okay, so now that we have this, this is separated, or should be separated. Yeah, exactly. So it's not moving anymore. And I can clean up my scene and re-import again. So I can import and connect or reference and connect. So just before do it, I'm just gonna import settings. I'm just gonna show you what is, let's even close, what is in each of these files. So here in the model, I have the rig deformers, and it's only my mesh and my joints. And in the rig itself, it's just a rig, no joints, no geometry, just the rig. Very simple, very clean. And of course we have this, that is the information for the connection itself. Okay, so let's import it back this to the scene, and we want to connect, of course, everything back. So I'm gonna use reference and connect. You can use the import and connect, it's just the same, but one is referencing, the other is gonna import directly your assets. And here is it. So hopefully it's gonna work back. So everything it's in place now to start animating, and you have your two assets in a separate references, and everything is much cleaner to export to your game engine. That is one of the improvements for the game pipeline. The other improvements is on the components. So I'm just gonna open my guide manager, and we have some of the components that have some options that are especially designed for game engine. One is the arm 01, and is this support elbow joint here, and the other is the leg 01. So it's exactly the same. Just gonna show you quickly here. So I have my arm here, and I'm just gonna duplicate this one, and in one I'm just gonna uncheck this option, and the other I'm just gonna keep it. So now when I build, you will see the difference is in the elbow, that in let me show hide the curve. So we have here 3 support joints, and here it's directly 1. If we have move this on making some animation, and I'm just gonna show you the axis. So you can see here this the elbow one, it's rotating completely to the forearm, while here the elbow it's halfway down the other way. So why is doing this thing? And this is a request I had from some game developers. It's basically if you're using like state machine that change dynamically your animation, like in Unity the mechanism, you need an anchor point, so the engine knows where exactly is your elbow and how to rotate this to dynamically pose your character if it's interacting with the background or some objects or things like that. So that's the way that you define this with this one. So okay, so where is my deformation now if I don't have this support joint that helps to make a better deformation? Okay, you just can use the regular gimmick joint, the blended joint here, and if you use this one, you can see you're gonna get the 50% rotation here that needs. So it's almost the same, you're gonna get the same rotation, but this is better fit for game exports. And the last thing, it's under the guide root itself, we have a new option called force uniform scaling with a nice typo there. And yeah, this is basically connecting all the scaling axis to Z axis. So we've basically forcing to scale always in a uniform way. And this is because some game engines, it doesn't support non-uniform scaling. I think for sure it's Unreal, and honestly I'm not sure about Unity. But yeah, this is also a request that I had from some game developers. So now you can check this one, and when you do like I'm just gonna build again my rig, so we see it. So when you scale that one, okay, just if I pull him back, this one, this it's okay, so here you can see the scaling here is 1.8.8, and this one it's 75, 75, 75. Of course the value is not the same because it's not the same position, but you can see the difference on the uniformity of the scaling. So that's it, and this is a general attribute that you set for all your rigs, so it should work in all the components. Okay, that's all for the game improvements, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.